The passage in the New Testament that parallels the Romans 1 passage most closely. So Romans 1:27 says, in the same way, men also abandoned natural relations with women and were inflamed with lust for one another. Men committed shameful acts with other men and received in themselves the due penalty for their error. The most similar passage to that comes from 1 Corinthians 11, where it says, judge for yourselves. Doesn't the very nature of things teach you that if a man has long hair, it is a disgrace? Remember, shameful acts, it's using very similar words in the Greek. But then if a woman has a long hair, it's to her glory. Remember that in this context in Romans 1, there are a couple of references to glory as well. If anyone wants to be contentious about this, we have no other practice, nor do the churches of God. So Paul is saying this is the universal teaching of the early church, that women must pray with their head covered and cannot have short hair, and men shouldn't have long hair. And that is closest around the appeal to creation, the appeal to nature, the no other practice, these things. What progressives will point out is they say, when I grew up in a conservative space, I heard we just take the plain reading of the text. And the plain reading of Romans 1 is homosexuality is sinful. And yet, when we get to the plain readings of the most similar text in the New Testament, to Romans 1:26-27, in 1 Corinthians 11, we do not do a plain reading of that text. There are women on this call with short hair, right? I mean, we don't do the plain reading. And so why do we do that? And is that a legitimate question?